Hello, my name is Lisa McCarthy, and this is my video on hospitality and service workers training. My training is for adult service workers. It is important when you're in this industry that you are doing it from your heart. Of course, you get great tips, and of course that it can be quite lucrative sometimes. However, the one thing, if you think about it, when we come out of a restaurant, a lot of times we talk about the service, and that is why I'm doing this video. I work in this industry, and I see bad service, and I also see very good service. I see service workers who appreciate their customers, and I see service workers who don't even see their customers. 80% of the satisfied patrons feel that way because of the service. It's not the food, it's not the atmosphere, it's the service. And that's why this is so important. It's important to me. I enjoy my job and I enjoy making my customers happy. Even when I worked as a cashier, it was important that I made my customers happy. So I'm doing this video with screencast and PowerPoint. I chose this option because I feel that it's more comfortable, it's easier for me to edit. The five concepts that I chose were relevance, repetition, active participation, feedback, and positive reinforcement. I chose relevance because it is relevant that you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. It's relevant to you, it's relevant to the company, and it's relevant to your customer. Repetition, because everything you do, you will be doing over and over and over. It's not just that one time. It will happen again and again. And there'll be some ups and downs in between all of that. But mainly, if you do these things over and over, you'll become quite good at it. And it will become easy to you. Active participation is because if when you're on the floor, you always are participating in serving your customer. Um, you the things you do, you have to know that these things are for for your job, for the customer's happiness, all of that. So when you're doing these things over and over and over, the way you can become comfortable with it is because of actively participating. Feedback. Feedback is important because you want to know what you're doing wrong, but you also want to know what you're doing right. And when you get feedback from your customers, say like on social media or Yelp or anything like that, that's important. And you're happy. So that's a great thing. Positive reinforcement. When your manager tells you, "Oh, great job," or when your customer tells you, "Thank you," even when your customer comes and searches you out to tip you, that is a positive reinforcement. What will you learn? In this training session, you will learn how to correctly greet your customer, hospitality training, helping customers that need a little bit more, um, and dealing with guests with concerns. So all of these things, like I said, are to make the customer happy. Or to when you go outside, when a customer comes the restaurant and they ask for your name. That is positive feedback or positive reinforcement. So when a customer, that's what you want from your customers, is for them to come and say, "Hey, is Jane here today? Or what section is she in?" That's what you want. This training is important to all those who work in this industry. It is important to, as I stated before, the customers, and it is important to the company itself. So the first thing we'll touch on is greetings. Greetings are relevant and go into relevance and repetition and active participation. When you when a customer comes into the restaurant or where you're working at, you want to always greet them and look them in the eye and smile with a big happy smile. And not a smile that says like this, "Oh, she don't really want me here." A smile that says, "Welcome. Welcome to my establishment." And that's what you want from when you greet somebody. Identifying special service opportunities. Children. Children are unique in the restaurant industry. You have some that are wonderful customers. I mean, there's no food on the floor, there's nothing like that. But then there's some kids that are just hate it, or they just want to leave, or they're arguing with their parents. And so you have to be that person, bring them crayons and the coloring book, or to show them where we used to have a chocolate fountain at Golden Corral, but they took that out. But now there's an icing machine. And so you want to, show them like, "Hey, I'm looking at you too. I want to know that you're having fun." With senior citizens, sometimes can be difficult because everybody is not comfortable around senior citizens. So if you're not comfortable around senior citizens, you need to know or get someone who is. I recently had a senior who couldn't walk very well, and he had a hard time. And he was quite tall and quite heavy. And so, being that I already worked with seniors before, I got my manager to help me get him to his table. And when they were done, I asked my manager to help me get him to his car. This is important because he could have fallen, and also when on the way back you want to let them know, "Hey, come back again. We enjoyed having you here." You want to let them know that you enjoyed helping them because that's your job. Handling guest handling guest concerns is really something that can be quite touchy. Now, there is a way to do this. Say like there the salad was wilted, or the brownie was hard, or the cookies were stale, anything like that. There's something that you do, and it's called the 4 A's and a phrase. The 4 A's are: you acknowledge the problem and the customer's concerns. You apologize for him or her having to go through that. You act where you go get your manager and discuss it with your manager and have your manager come to him. And you ask them, "Is there anything you can do?" And you let them know that this will not, you will try to not to have this happen again. And you let them know that they're welcome and I'm sorry for what happened and please come back. So one thing I want you to know is that customer service is so important to all of us. because we all visit restaurants. We all go places where we have customer service representatives. And so that is, you want service with a smile. And I hope this will help in getting that service with a smile.